Welcome to the show that looks at truth, fiction, and reality with a smirk. I'm Aaron Peterson.
I'm Amanda Sink.
And I'm Zach Parkerson.
And welcome to Smirk. Each week, one of our hosts introduces an original story, which we then use as a springboard for a spirited or lighthearted discussion on whatever the moral or theme of their story was. This week, it is Amanda's turn. What are we talking about?
Ooh, I like the little jingle into it.
I don't. Let's never do that again.
No, let's do that all the time for mine.
This week, it's Amanda's turn.
I like it.
It reminds me of being a manager at a major coffee corporation. And every time one of my employees would sing, I would say, "Don't sing. It implies that you're happy." And I can't deal with that.
Wow, dude.
You're really dark.
Whoa, you should get a cape. And it just has a B on it for buzzkill.
Oh my gosh, so I'm a supervillain.
Yeah, I feel like it. Yeah, maybe you just get a giant helmet like Mysterio. And inside of it is it's filled with suck.
How would you personify suck?
It would be a cloud of just suck. That's all you would hear. You know what, Amanda? I think we're ready to hear your story.
Okay, I'm ready to tell it.
Well, that's handy because if we weren't, we would just have to sit here and ramble for 28 minutes.
Can you read it in your best Stephen King impression?
How about you do it in that British thing? That was kind of cool.
The British thing was terrible.
Can you make it maybe Australian? Or
Australian? No, that's
Japanese?
I don't know how to do Japanese.
No, we're not doing that.
Come on, let's offend an entire culture.
Yeah, oh man, no.
Wow, I've never heard Zach have such strong feelings.
He's like, not the Japanese. We'll take it to anybody else.
No, Britain and Australia, their primary languages are English, so when you do an accent, it's just kind of funny when you're bad. But when you make fun of a culture who's struggling to speak in your language, it does kind of, that's not cool.
That's a good point.
You do an African accent after that?
Whoa.
He's got a good point.
Hey, I didn't say he didn't have a good point, but, didn't have to make it sound like a
buzzkill.
Yeah. I guess your helmet's coming.
I'm trying to make sure that people still listen to our show.
Why do you sound like Voldemort?
All right, Amanda, let's hear your story.
October 7th, tomorrow. Nancy's marked her calendar and highlighted it with pink. Pink signifies an appointment for herself. She relies on her organization to keep on top of all of her activities in life. A full-time mom, a wife, and she works with special needs children. Her life can be busy and exhausting. She continues through the day making dinner for her kids, scoops up the football gear, and takes them to her son's football game. She's laughing with her husband Dave. He's a great dad to boot. Always supporting his family, working hard as a police officer. They've been married for 32 years now. Time sure flies. They get home, the kids drop off their stuff in the exact place it is not supposed to be, shower, and head to bed. Nancy goes to bed as well since she has that appointment in the morning, bright and early. Night wanders into day and Nancy's alarm goes off, 6 a.m. She had better start getting ready. No deodorant, she reminds herself. Mammograms, you can't wear deodorant. She heads to the facility and checks in. No nerves, it's just her annual check-in. The doctor greets her, same one she's dealt with for some years, and they perform the test. That's it. She's off to the next activity. It's October 9th. Nancy receives a missed call and voice message from her doctor. Maybe it's a misdial, she hopes. But she calls anyway. They don't offer any information, but ask that she come back in. Nancy heads over and checks in. Her doctor, the one she's known for years, walks in with a concerned smile. Now Nancy's worried. Her doctor tells her the bad news. Biopsies found cancer in 2 lumps in her left breast. Nancy's heart drops. She immediately runs home, wakes Dave, and falls into his arm in tears. Dave reassures her that there's treatment, they'll find a way. Nancy now has to meet with her first surgeon, who doesn't seem to take it too seriously. No, she tells herself, I'm getting a second opinion. So she does. Nancy meets with her second surgeon, who recommends she immediately begin chemotherapy. Nancy's body responds well to the treatment in the beginning, but her surgeon still recommends a mastectomy. 2 weeks from now. The day arrives, Nancy is going to have her left breast removed and 18 lymph nodes from her arm, per the surgeon's recommendation. She gowns up, family beside her. She's ready to undergo the biggest day of her life. She always thought the biggest day of her life would be her wedding day or the birth of her children, but life threw a curveball, so here she is, a fighter. The doctor enters the waiting room and finds Dave. She's out and she's okay. She'll just be asleep for a while, the doctor says. 5 lymph nodes were found to have cancer, in addition to 3 tumors in her breast. 25 treatments of radiation followed the surgery. Had she not gotten a second opinion, she wouldn't have survived. She's ready to go back to work after 9 months of recovery. She misses her children there, and they sure miss her. Open arms come rushing up to her as she enters the room. Her teaching assistant, Jenny, smiles and hugs her, happy to see her again. The two talk separately to the side of the room, where Jenny tells her how inspiring and strong she is for getting through such a tough battle. With the tiniest moment of hesitation and a bit of happiness, Nancy looks at Jenny with gentle eyes. A lot of things happened to me in my life. I've always been afraid, always worried for my husband. Now I'm not as anxious. I've tackled the beast. I wasted too much energy being afraid. I've tackled this. I can tackle anything.
Wow.
So, what do you guys think the moral of this story is?
Well, it was really uplifting, so.
Yeah, it was. Don't quit. And well, you should always get a second opinion. There you go.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Those are both way better than what I had.
No, we didn't want to tell you that, but it's true.
Yeah. Mine was just get yourself checked. People forget to do that.
Yeah, ours was way better. Yeah, I'm sorry. We should probably write your story.
Well, the reason I chose that moral for this story is because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So
I didn't know.
I wanted to kind of bring something in for this.
Is that what all the pink is?
Yeah.
It's when all these companies make a killing.
What?
He's
going into commercialism. Oh, he's getting there. He couldn't hold back. He's like, oh, yeah, it's all about the money.
All right, my first question that I want to ask you guys. Now, men are
That's a legitimate question. Why pink? Is it because of the nipples?
I don't know why the color. I think it's probably
And I don't mean that to be just like lewd. I'm seriously. I
no, Aaron, well, you've historically been afraid of female nipples, which we've covered. So
They frighten me. Yeah. Not like male nipples. They terrify me, but, you know.
Well, yeah, they don't do anything. They're just there unnecessarily on the body.
They should be plug and play. You should be able to put them wherever you want, right? Like a smiley face.
Yeah, I could put like a little nipple on my neck.
That would be funny.
Why?
Then hickeys would make sense.
No.
All right, what was your question? I'm sorry.
Well, I want to ask you guys, and for you, men are obviously still prone to having breast cancer, but not to the same extent that women are. But do you guys get yourself checked for your prostate? Do you guys do that?
Oh, Dr. Jellyfinger?
Wow. Trying to get pretty good personal information on Smirk this week.
But do you guys regularly get yourself checked the way you're supposed to? You don't have to answer the specific questions, but
you mean? Let me clarify. Do you mean where a doctor sticks a finger up your ass?
I don't know how it works.
That's how they check your prostate.
I think that is what she's referring to.
I do, but I do it more for fun.
Yeah, well, that's a different exam.
Everybody's got their weekends, man. I do mine different than yours.
Apparently.
Yes, I do. Zach, have you ever been checked for that? You're probably too young, right?
I don't think I've been to a doctor in a decade.
Oh my good God.
Well, you could probably get a homeless guy to do it.
Yeah. That'd be fun, like some guy in a back alley.
Yeah. Hey, do you mind doing a prostate check? Just get up there and wiggle.
I don't think that this is not where I anticipated.
Maybe you shouldn't have to ask these personal questions. Just ask more broader questions.
I'm going to have to.
Do you ever get your prostate checked, Amanda?
I have been to a doctor in many, many moons.
I'm very concerned for you.
I think he's too young for prostate.
I know, but even just for a regular doctor checkup, he's saying he doesn't go. He should probably have a checkup and make sure he's functioning okay.
I'm alive.
Off of your diet of Cheetos and Taco Bell?
Keeps the system moving.
Just had a grilled chicken breasts for breakfast.
Why would you have that for breakfast? Are you training for Wolverine?
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah, well, they needed somebody to replace Hugh, so I decided I'd throw my hat in the ring.
Yeah, I hear the deal is open.
Food isn't scheduled for certain times of the day.
Breakfast is not chicken breast time.
You can eat pancakes for dinner if you want, Aaron. Don't live in a box.
I can't understand what's going on here.
Also, don't go to the doctor. That's my advice.
Go to the doctor. Listening. Get out of here. Don't ruin the moral of my story. Well, I want to know, if you guys were diagnosed with cancer, would you tell your family? Like when you first get the diagnosis?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Zach, would you tell your family?
No.
Ever? Or just like not
No.
immediately?
No, not at any point.
I mean,
Ever? 'Cause
you
it never-
also wouldn't know because you don't go to the doctor.
Yeah, well,
but-
there you go. I could have cancer right now, and I have no idea. And just be living my life the same way I always did. My family would never know that I had cancer. They would all... It's going to change every interaction you ever have again. Every time you go to Thanksgiving, people are going to be wondering about the cancer. And if it's super bad cancer, then everyone's like, we've got to do this, this, and this, or like, you've got to fight. I don't know. It's a lot of drama, honestly.
I would probably tell those closest to me, but I am very reserved like Zach. I don't want a bunch of pity, and I sure don't want other people to tell me what I have to do with my sickness. I hate that. I hate when other people do it, and it happens all the time. I think cancer, as much as everybody loves each other, it's a personal battle. So if you want people to be there for you, you can ask them, and that's up to you. It's your independent battle. But if you choose not to, if you choose to fight it alone, so to speak, or you don't want people to feel sorry for you, I really don't think there's any reason why you shouldn't be allowed that. It's your battle. And unfortunately, a lot of people think it's not. They think that you should do what I want, and you should... Here, the doctor says you got to do this, so you got to do it this way. You know what? It'd be my cancer. I do what I choose to do, and I don't want to hear anybody tell me any different.
Would you do treatment?
It depends on... Everything depends on the kind of cancer and how
Gotcha.
far it is and everything else. I would want quality of life. That's my biggest deal. So I'm a big fan of if you can get treatment and it's going to change your life, it's going to extend your life, okay, I get that. If it's going to just postpone the inevitable, no, I'd probably just let it go. Just time to say bye. You ain't going to live forever. And I think people get caught up in it's for them as opposed to for the person. We want you to keep going. We want to keep you to keep alive. Well, it's more misery for them. So why?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand that. So no.
Yeah.
People just selfishly not wanting to have to deal with the pain. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yikes.
Well, I'm a big proponent of euthanization. You get to decide when you exit the world.
Well, I'm with Aaron. I would only tell people close to me. I don't think I would want it to be a very publicly known thing. I know there are some people who blog about their case, their situation.
Their journey.
I did say situation.
Mm-hmm.
And their journey on the road to recovery. And so I think that's really great for some people. That's an outlet for them. I just don't think I would want everyone to know every detail of what I'm going through.
I was going to say, Amanda strikes me as the kind of person who would like organize a walk for
I mean,
cancer
I'd
and
probably
stuff.
do something for it, but I don't think I would necessarily say that it was because of me.
How do you guys feel when it's other people and it's people you care about, if they choose to not seek treatment when they could, or they seek to, I don't know, they just want to pursue it different than whatever the doctor recommends? Because I feel strongly about that it's each person's journey.
I mean, it is their decision.
Do you know what I'm saying though? But
Yeah.
like people make it about them. It's all about them. Like, hey, and I get it. I want more time with dad or grandpa or mom or whatever it is. But ultimately, they're the ones that have to live with it. At some point, you got to let them choose to decide.
I think there's some situations where they have a good amount of hope that they can survive the situation. And there are a lot of people who survive when they get a diagnosis if they continue to fight and to continue on that path. There are some studies that say even just altering your mindset and telling yourself you're going to be okay increases, things in your body somehow, like with your brain structure and stuff. I don't know how it works.
That sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
No, there's actual...
That's not answering my question, though. I'm
I know.
talking about the other people that don't have the cancer.
Right. So my point is, people sometimes want to try to keep their mind positive, and like if you just continue to fight this, you could actually come out ahead. Now, if it's a situation before, like you've talked about...
Ding! You're going to get a ding every time you say situation from now on. Ding!
Now, if it's a scenario...
There we go. Now we got a new word.
Boys and girls, she whipped out the thesaurus.
Yeah, I know. You've also talked about how sometimes people will not really have there's not really hope necessarily. Like the doctors say, this is just an extension. If we do this, it's just going to extend for a short period of time. It's just going to prolong the inevitable is how you worded it. And in those situations, I think it's good to try to keep their spirits alive of the family member that you care about, but it is ultimately their decision regardless, whether they have the time or they don't,
Maybe they
pending
don't
treatment.
want the time. Maybe they're tired.
Some people are just, and it's, I mean, if you watch people who go through chemo, it's a horrible process for them to have to endure. And some people are like, I'm only going to do that if it's actually going to keep me going for a long time and I can go back to being me.
I got to tell you, that's the only way I'd do it. So I'm not going to do it just to, hey, it'll get you 3 more months. Okay, is it going to give me like 3 more years? That's pretty slim. Okay, well then I guess I'm just going to exit stage right.
Yeah, it's really sad and it's hard for everybody involved, but ultimately it is the person who's going through its decision. And you can't alter their mind. You can't force them into doing it just because it's what you want.
I mean, you could just knock them over the head and drag them in a van and then say, stick them in a chemo machine or whatever. But I don't know.
I don't think that's
go to the alleyway hobo doctor.
Exactly.
He's stuck his finger up my butt earlier.
Listen here. You're going to come into my shop and you're going to get some chemo treatments, all right? Because that's what we do here. You're going to do what we say, or else we're going to start whacking your family members. You understand?
I thought he was homeless, not an Italian mafia member.
What a shift.
Don't judge my homeless views.
So if you guys were told that you had a set expiration date on your life because of your diagnosis, like they said...
I'm like a gallon of milk?
Basically. You've only got so long to live, whatever time limit that may be, but you're stuck to that. What's one thing you would want to do before you go out?
Live one day longer than what they told me, because you're
just to stick it to
them. There you go. That's my answer, and that's a true answer. Make it one day longer.
Doctor's a bunch of quacks, huh?
Yeah. Remember when you told me I'd only make it till Friday? It's Saturday. Suck it.
End scene.
Yep, that's enough for me, honestly.
There's nothing you would want to actually do or experience?
Mm-mm. I've done everything I wanted to do.
See? There's no places you'd want to go?
Nope.
Is there a place you would want to die at?
Well,
or would you want to be at home?
Blaze of Glory. Bank heist.
Yeah, that's a good one, though.
Let's do it, Zach. We'll put up a bank heist.
I respect that.
Yeah. Go out in a blaze of glory. No, I don't.
And hey, you know what? If you go out in a blaze of glory because you're dying, they can't really arrest me because they'd be like, well, he was just helping out a bud.
Exactly. I forced him. I'll write a note or a video and be like, I forced him at gunpoint to help me with this bank heist.
And then he doesn't get to keep the money. So
and they'd be like, where'd the money go? I don't know. He took it.
I'm definitely pocketing a couple bills.
No, I've done. I mean,
I've done what? You've done a bank
heist? No, not yet. I haven't found out about the cancer yet. I've lived a life where I'm comfortable enough to where, hey, I've done what I could. Could I have done some more? Sure. But there's nothing I'm dying to do. I would like to see Japan, but I mean, if I got an expiration date, I think the time is limited,
Well, I mean,
I would want to go
somewhere. The expiration date could be like 6 months.
You know what? I would want to die on a beach. That's what I want to do.
So you'd go to Hawaii.
Take me to Hawaii and just let me live out my last few days on a beach. That's what I would want.
All right. Zach, what about you?
You could try to find the hatch.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I would definitely make it about Lost. My last few days, I want to spend more time thinking about that stupid show. That's my dream.
Tremendous program. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it'd be tough because I don't know how much time I have.
Well, you got an expiration date. Apparently, you're a gallon. No, I know. I just meant literally, but
I just meant like if they give me 2 years, I would try to learn Japanese before I go to Japan. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, let's say it's like 6 months.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I probably still go to Japan. I would want to. I would try to pull all the strings I could, including playing the cancer card, to try to meet Yoko Taro, the director of Nier, because it's the greatest story ever told. So I would want to.
Did you just say you would pull the cancer card?
I would absolutely use the cancer card. I would say, I'm in Japan. I have terminal cancer. So if I could meet.
Wow.
All of a sudden, next week, Zach has terminal cancer and he's in Japan.
I'm going to call Kurt Russell as soon as we're done here and be like, hey, Kurt, turns out things aren't going so well, bub.
I feel like I'm sure people's agents and publicists actually check out that stuff, but there's no denying that when you pull the cancer card, you get to do stuff that you wouldn't normally get to do. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it kind of because we live in a world where you're a jackass if you don't have time for someone that has cancer, right?
Right. So I'm putting Yoko Taro on the spot with the cancer card. So I guess that's what I would do. I would try to meet the man responsible for the greatest stories ever
That's
told.
interesting coming from you as somebody who's not normally like a fanboy. Like you don't get giddy about celebrities and stuff like that.
Yeah, not traditionally, but it's, I mean, I don't really know if game directors are celebrities yet in the world, but also
It's important
just
to you.
very, very important to me.
So do you guys think
He has
this
affected
story-
my life in many ways.
Oh.
No, man, that's your turn. What are you going to do?
Oh, I forgot.
With your cream cheese expiration date.
Cream
Yeah,
cheese.
you definitely don't want to eat cream cheese past the date.
No.
You can get away
Can
with
I be
milk a couple
sour
days
cream
later.
expiration date? I love sour cream.
If you eat it past the expiration date, guess what? You die.
You cannot take a chance on expired sour cream.
No dairy. No dairy. Don't risk it. It's just not worth it. Here's what I want to know. How do they know? Like, do the cows tell them? How do they know? How do they know?
I think
We're going to put you in a science
there are probably
lab so you
people
can-
who are better equipped to answer
To
the question
answer
than you,
this.
Aaron.
How do they come up with a date? They've got a specific date. How do they come up with that date? Is there a lab where is it
Usually
like the
it's
same
a
lab?
Best Buy date.
The same lab that makes that the timer for bombs. I mean, who are these people that have this perfection?
It's usually a Best Buy date, which is different than an expiration date. A Best Buy date
They have
is,
both. They have
I know.
Best Buy and expiration.
But dairy is usually Best Buy. Sometimes
I
it
have a
is
few
expiration,
farmer friends,
so
and from what I understand, they hang up a calendar and then they throw a dart.
that's
I feel 100% certain you lied about that.
yeah.
Wow, that's
You liar, pants on fire.
I would categorize it more as triction than a lie.
Don't use my word. I've trademarked that.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have got. What do you want to do with your last day?
I'm going to Ireland. Bye. People can come with me
Or
if they
last
want.
time?
Yeah, I'm going to
Why
Ireland.
Ireland?
I'm out because that's my dream spot. We've talked about that. I want to
very
go
nice.
to Ireland.
Is it because of Star Wars?
Star Wars in Ireland?
Yeah, all the Luke and Rey scenes in Last
Oh.
Jedi were.
Oh, I didn't know
in
they were.
Ireland.
Beautiful.
So random. It's
Yeah.
just so random.
It's not random, but people like Star Wars, Aaron.
Not the last one. Apparently, a few people didn't. That's what I hear. They got mad.
These people are dumb.
They got mad. And I want to change my final thing. I want to find out how the expiration
God.
dates are made. With my final days. That's what I want to do.
We'll stick you in a science lab and have a scientist teach you.
When you tell me you have cancer, I will book you a tour of all the lost shooting sites in Hawaii, and then I'll get you an interview with a farmer.
Boom. I want on both
Those are my-
counts.
Those are my gifts to you.
I'll take them. I will take them.
Do I get a gift?
I'll skip the lost thing and I'll just go sit on the beach. But
Apparently, I don't get a gift from Zach.
I think you're going to Ireland. What do you want? What else do you want me to do?
I
Call
don't know,
Mark
but
Hamill?
Or
Get a
maybe
bottle of
Nathan
whiskey.
Fillion.
what does that have to do with Ireland?
It doesn't. It
Ireland.
has to do with my heart.
Oh, okay. What else we
Well, I
got?
can't.
Do you guys think it's truth or fiction?
Oh, I'm trying to remember what was the story again?
The story is true, but I think the actual story you told was fiction. So fiction.
I think fiction as well.
It is mostly true.
You got to pick one.
It's
You can't-
mostly
Yeah.
true. It's
You're
mostly
really killing the
So-
show here.
the two. Basically, all of the details of the cancer. Vicky Davis is the person's name. She's shared her story with the
Don't
American
put her
Cancer
on here.
Society. She
Oh,
shared
it's
it. It's on the
public.
website.
Okay.
Yeah. But all of the information. I don't know if she has kids, but she is married. They were married for 32 years. He is a police officer.
This sounds like truth.
Yeah,
I know, that's what
truth.
I'm saying. I don't know if she actually has kids, and I kind of elaborated on the structure of the days and
Okay,
stuff.
well, that's what a story does. So
But,
you add
yeah.
elements to
Yeah, added elements, but it's still
truth.
triction.
No, it's
Yeah, I
true.
mean, it's triction.
Truth.
Triction.
Jesus. It's like
There's
we're
two-
like 40 something in and she doesn't know how the show works yet.
Triction.
Well, it's funny because there's there's truth and fiction, and every week Amanda's triction.
Yeah. God. All right, what's the name of your story?
Making strides.
That's too easy.
No,
But-
it's not.
All right. All
Unless
right.
you're familiar with the American
Cancer.
Cancer Society, I don't think you
Cancer's
understand.
too easy.
What's up? Only Zach would say that. All right, so here's the other thing. Now I want to add to my day. I want to know why they use pink, and I want to know how the expiration date thing happens. That's what I want to know. Add that to my last day events or last week or whatever.
I don't know why they chose pink.
I would guess an outdated way to identify females since they have most of the breast cancer, right?
I mean,
But
that's
that
kinda
feels
sexist,
gendered.
though,
I mean,
isn't it?
That feels pretty gendered in 2018.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I doubt they're going to change it at this point.
Well, no, it's too much money to be made. Boom. Back to capitalism.
I knew it was going to happen before we got done. I knew it. All right, well, as our show
I
goes,
have
we
your
will...
answer if you want it.
Give me an answer for what?
For this question.
Which question? The pink?
Yeah.
Yeah, lay it on us.
And
Give
then-
us some, make some strides.
Funny. In the 1980s, a red ribbon was the symbol for AIDS awareness. In 1991, Susan G. Komen Breast Foundation began handing out pink ribbons for participants in the New York City Race for Breast Cancer Survivors. So that's why.
So not why they picked pink, just that
Red
AIDS
was taken.
red. But why
So
red?
you wanted red?
Mhm.
I mean, red's a pretty sweet color.
Why
It's
not? Why not
probably-
aqua or mauve or
Well, those are all taken now.
Lucia or
A burnt
loofah?
sienna.
Loofah washes your body.
Okay, what is the color? What did you say?
Aquamarine.
Yeah, why not aquamarine?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Ask
aquamarine's a great
Susan
color.
G. Komen.
I don't know. I feel like
Is she still alive?
Can we find out?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Maybe she had breast cancer.
God, as our show goes, I can't even touch that. As our show goes, we will occasionally pick listener stories to read and discuss on Smirk if Zach didn't get us kicked off the airways. If you'd like the chance to have yours read, email it to mystory@smirkpodcast.com. I'm not laughing at it. I'm laughing at how inappropriate that was. Join the conversation by joining our Facebook group. Follow us on Twitter @Smirk Podcast, and be sure to use the show's hashtag Smirk. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to subscribe to Smirk on your podcast app of choice, or check out our website at smirkpodcast.com. I'm just trying to get out of here before we get kicked off the air. Amanda, take us out.
As you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with a smirk.
God, Zachary.
Oh my God, this
What?
is really sad. Actually,
Watch the documentary Pink Ribbons Inc., everyone.
The organization was named after, so Nancy Brinker is actually the founder of it. And the organization was named after her only sister, Susan, who died from breast cancer in 1980 at age 36.
Oh, that's really
It's
sad.
really sad. Brinker is also a breast cancer survivor, and she used her experience to heighten understanding the disease.
And you know what else? Brinker is a fun name to say.
That is a pretty good last name.
She also looks like a politician.
Brinker. She's kind of cute. How you doing?
Oh, she actually was a politician.
I mean, if you're going to lead a fundraiser, it's best to be political about
Oh,
it.
that's funny.
I've never seen someone make themselves laugh that hard. Jesus.